Hey BCA, and welcome back to school. I hope you had a good Easter break, although I realize that in comparison to other school breaks you've had, this one probably felt different. For me, it was slower than normal, so I ended up going through some of my old things. And as I was looking at old prayer journals, I came across two unopened envelopes that were addressed to God. I opened them up, and the date of both of them was 2004. That's the year that some of you were born. But I was 10 years old at the time, and so I'm not that much older than you. It was cool to finally open them up and read them because they gave me insight into what my relationship with God was like and what my prayer life might have been like. And I want to read one of these letters to you this morning just to share. The date is June 28th, 2004. Dear God, I love you so much. Today I got in a fight with Brienne, that's my sister. I'm really mad at her. Can you please help me? I pray for Thera Palm, that's one of our sponsored kids. I pray that he will come to know you more. I pray for the missionaries of his safety. I pray that he will be safe. I pray for Kristen, that's my oldest sister, that she will have a safe trip to North Carolina. I pray that you will help her teach the boys and girls about you. I pray that she will also have a safe trip home. I pray for the McCracken family, that they will be safe. I pray that they will teach more people about you. I pray for the Nonergay people, that they will be safe. I also pray that you will come to know, that they will come to know you more. Caleb. I'm not sure if you have anything like that tucked away somewhere, but this was a real encouragement for me. First of all, each thing that I prayed for in the letter was answered. And secondly, it gave me an opportunity to reflect back on how much work God has done in my life. Even though writing this letter to God was something that I likely did as an activity for church or VBS, it reminded me of the importance of prayer in our relationships with God. If you're anything like me, spending time praying is something that you have to be really intentional about doing, and it might be something that you've never done before. There are always other things going on in our lives, and it's very easy to tell ourselves that we'll find time later. Last week, over Easter, when the week slowed down, I decided to build time for prayer into my life. And already over the course of 1 week, I have become more grateful, more aware of God during the day, better equipped to battle temptation, and more assured of his love for me. There's a short episode in the Gospel of Luke that teaches us that spending time with God must not be neglected, even when life gets busy. And it's Jesus' encounter with Martha and Mary in Luke chapter 10. So in chapter 10, starting at verse 38, Luke writes, As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things. But few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. In this passage, Martha welcomed Jesus and his disciples, at least 12 of them, into her home. This was, by the way, commended by Jesus numerous times in preceding chapters. But although she welcomed them into her home, she became frustrated by her sister Mary, because rather than helping her with tasks around the house, like cleaning, making the meal, doing the dishes, preparing a place for all these guys to sleep, Mary sat at the feet of Jesus and listened to him speak. Imagine you were hosting a dozen people in your house. That would be a lot of work for you, and you'd probably be annoyed too if your family wasn't helping you out. There were at least 13 men staying at their place, but Mary wanted to make the most of the opportunity to have Jesus in her house. She had likely heard a lot about him, that he was a great teacher, a prophet. He healed all kinds of diseases and ailments, and that he was able to cast out demons. Martha and Mary weren't just hosting their distant relatives for Christmas. They were hosting a cultural icon, a celebrity. So Mary wanted to hear what Jesus had to say and to simply just be with him. Although Martha had great intentions and was serving Jesus, it's ultimately Mary who is commended in this episode. So what we learn from this is that spending time to sit at the feet of Jesus must not be neglected, even if the good things that are keeping us busy are good. An example of this would be serving at summer camp. As a cabin leader, many of you know that even though you're serving Jesus by serving your kids and giving all of your time and energy to other people, What's better is finding some time, perhaps early in the morning before your campers are awake, and simply spending time with Jesus. Although the current pandemic has shaken the world and caused much distress, I'm grateful for how God is using it for good in my life. It has provided me with time to remember God each day, to evaluate my heart, and get my life back in order. I'd be lying if I said that I have spent time in prayer every day this past year. I've been trying to serve God without taking time to get to know Him. And you may feel like you don't have lots of time right now because online school is new and it seems like there's lots to do. But try taking some time today or tomorrow, 5 minutes to pause your normal life, to close the door to your room, and spend some time talking with Jesus. Lastly, if you don't know how to spend time with God, I've created 2 resources for you that could get you started. The first is a weekly prayer guide. It's something that I personally use in order to ease the burden of praying every day. Rather than feeling like I have to pray for everything in my life every single day, because the list can get super long, this prayer guide helps spread everything out over the course of 1 week. So at the end of 1 week, you've actually prayed for everything that you're hoping to pray for. And the second resource is an exercise for reading our Bibles. Reading the Bible and getting something out of it does require intentionality. But if you want to be transformed by the Word of God and have your mind renewed every day, check it out. Thanks for watching. Go free.